Don't wait to get into a relationship until you're perfect, because that's not the reality of this life. You're going to get into a relationship and be messy, and your partner is going to be messy sometimes too. And the best thing you can do is learn how to be a person who can handle that. Hello, you sexy and gorgeous creature. Welcome to Practice Intimacy. This is the place to be to learn all about love, sex, and how to have the best relationships you possibly can. So, I was thinking about a client, a particular client who once said to me, and has said to me a couple of times actually, you must be so good in relationship. You just seem so calm all the time. You handle everything so well. You must be so good in relationship. And what I say to them almost every time in different words is, right now in this relationship, I do seem like I've got everything together, but outside of this room, when I am not a therapist in my own life, I am just as messy as everyone else. And there's two things that feel really important to share about this. First, the reason why this particular client and many people look at someone who seems to have it all together and be really good in relationship and life and like regulating themselves, the reason why they look at that person and are like, wow, you must be great at this, you must be perfect at it, is because there are parts of our brains that really want to be able to be perfect, that want to do everything right, that want to stay calm and regulated and never mess up and never yell at our partner or say something stupid or mean. There are parts of your brain that believe that's possible, for one, and also really, really want it. And of course they do. It's part of your protective system. If you never messed up in relationship, if you were perfect in relationship, maybe you wouldn't suffer. Maybe you wouldn't feel shame. And while I understand that desire, it makes perfect sense to me because I've got those wants inside of me as well. I know that it's not actually possible. So, if I think about this from the brain science perspective, right mode processing is able to do more of being with reality as it is, including grieving the reality that nothing is perfect. Everything is imperfect and temporary and changing all the time, and you will experience loss and heartbreak and all of the painful things that are part of this life. Whereas left mode processing is eternally optimistic and genuinely believes that perfection is possible and will strive to be better and better all the time and thinks that there is no plateau, there's only upward growth. Now, balance is what we want. Balance is actually a wonderful thing because right mode processing can hold reality as imperfect and that sometimes you'll have to grieve. Left mode processing will push you to become better and grow and evolve, and it's also the thing that's going to hopefully help the human species to look at ourselves and change. We'll see. Actually, you need both of those to do that because you'd have to grieve before you can actually move into the let's make things better place. Anywho, I'm getting on a tangent. Left mode processing believes that it's possible for you to be perfect. And the thought is, if you were perfect, you would not feel pain anymore. You would not hurt anymore. You would not ever mess up and feel ashamed of yourself in relationship ever again. And then maybe also, if you were perfect, that would mean other people could be perfect too, and they would never do anything that would hurt you. Not realistic. Totally understandable why your nervous system, my client's nervous systems want that to be true. So, that's one reason why I share it. I share this idea that, yeah, sure, in the therapy chair, I'm usually on my best behavior and I'm in a particular relationship where I'm in control of being the bigger, wiser, stronger individual emotionally. In my life, I do that sometimes. I practice it a lot, so I'm getting better and better at it, but I mess up all the time. And so, the other thing, the second reason why I want to share this is because I want to give you an idea of what to do when you mess up, because you will. It's gonna happen. Don't wait to get into a relationship until you're perfect, because that's not the reality of this life. You're going to get into a relationship and be messy, and your partner is going to be messy sometimes too. And the best thing you can do is learn how to be a person who can handle that with a whole bunch of compassion and grace, and also grow out of all of those messy moments, constantly becoming a better version of yourself. Never perfect, because that's not reality, but always better, always improving, always reaching to become the best version of who you can be. So what do you actually do? I had a fantastic experience recently where I messed up real good. I seriously messed up in a relationship with a friend where I made a request of them that I thought was totally innocuous, no problem, not a big deal. I was feeling playful, I was feeling a little bold and like silly, and I made this request of them, and their response to me was, wow, I can't believe you asked that. That was so, what were their words? That was a really obnoxious, narcissistic, and entitled request. And I had a big reaction to that initially, as I imagine you probably understand, like being called narcissistic and entitled, very triggering. And yet, when I had the big reaction, what initially went on is I wanted to defend myself. I wanted to explain. I wanted to go into, here's all the reasons why what I asked for was okay. I was being playful. I was being silly. It was fine. Instead, I actually did a U-turn, and I sat with myself and I was like, okay, is this true? Is what they're saying true? And I looked up the meaning of each of those words, because I'm a giant nerd and I need like a firm definition from the dictionary before I'm able to rule out, is this true? Does this word actually apply? And if I looked at the request from their perspective, then yes, every single one of those words applied, which sucks, because I don't want to be entitled or narcissistic or obnoxious. But by acknowledging the truth of that, and then holding myself in the moment of shame that I had done something embarrassing and hurt another person, after all of that internal work, I was able to go back to them and say, you were absolutely right. I'm really sorry. I hope you can forgive me. And what I think is required in relationship is for us to constantly be doing that work. Not only of turning towards ourselves and being curious, am I actually acting in a way that I agree with based on how other people are going to experience me? And then part of that is being aware of the fact that your intention and your impact are not always going to line up. Your intention, what you are saying or doing, might be one thing, but the way somebody else experiences you, based on all of their history, based on all of what's ever happening inside of them in this moment, they're going to have a particular experience, and that impact matters. And so doing this dance between looking at yourself with genuine openness and appraisal of what you're doing, it's part of the psychological boundary work of asking yourself, is this actually true? Is this about me? And then also being really, really grounded in the reality that other people are going to experience you differently than how you sometimes mean to come across. And that's great information, because it's going to help you grow. This video is getting long, so I'm going to wrap it up, but let's see if there's anything else really important to say. The main thing I'm trying to communicate is you, just like everyone else on this planet, it's going to make me emotional, you are going to mess up in a relationship. It's gonna happen. You're going to, what's the thing they say about cooking? You can't cook without breaking some eggs. You can't fall in love without accidentally stepping on some toes and hurting people and also getting hurt. Like, it's all part of it. There's no way that you can be in a relationship without experiencing or causing some amount of discomfort. And so the way to get really, really good at holding that is not denying it, not trying to be perfect and keep it from ever happening. Instead, it's about acknowledging when it happens, doing everything you can to come back into alignment with your values, and always acting from as much compassion and love as possible, even whenever you or someone you love has done something that was not okay, that was a mistake and not amazing, because it's going to happen. Those moments will occur. Okay, that's all for today. I'm sending you tons of love. Good luck as you go out there in this crazy, wild world of intimacy, and I'll see you next time. Remember to like this video, subscribe to Practice Intimacy for more videos like this, and I think that's all the things. Leave me comments. That's it. See you next time.